Alright, so I'm gonna admit something. I've been tricked by this part twice now. I went to record it twice, and this is the third time. There's some similar dialogue which tricked me thinking I didn't save correctly, but I apparently did. I checked forward and I did. I checked the video and I checked this a little bit, and I did save correctly. This goes into uncharted territory, so we will try this again. I was going to sing the bit, and then I lost the words. Time is so sad and fleeting, can't be controlled, like a river, never stops. But anyhow, yes, hello, welcome back to Steins visual novel. My name is Gamer for you, and let's continue on. I'm all fired up. I said the initial bits here twice now, but let's get going. There's some similar dialogue as the same as the last video, but then it gets into uncharted territory. Let's go. But there's an exception. Okay, says the soldiers can combine into a super soldier with the strength and size of 100 ordinary soldiers. Yes, that's what I remember. The super soldier has the power to defeat the demon lord alone, but since his body is too big, he can't pass through the gate, even when it's properly opened by lifter. And so, deprived of his magic's effectiveness, the weakened super soldier is seized by the demon lord's underlings and sent home in defeat as a giant slime. Get faster at this. Daro says, combining soldiers? That's just silly. Okabe says it's to illustrate that the object can't be too big. See, I got confused by all this early dialogue that seemed very familiar to the last videos. One of them. Mary says, I get it. That's really easy to understand.
So?
Carissa says, it is? Dara says, it's a dumb metaphor, but I guess it works. At least as an explanation for why things get jellified. Okabe says, it's all thanks to Mayuri's hint. See, I remember that line from one of the last times. Mayuri says, Mayushi was helpful? Okabe says, yeah, great insight, Mayuri. And I remember that. Mayuri says, yay. Carissa says, but it's still a hypothesis. It hasn't been proven. Dara says, how would you prove it? With human experiments like CERN? See, I remember that line as well. I don't understand what the heck's going on. Carissa says, but if it's a redo or not, we're just going to keep going. Who cares? If some of this was, I don't know. Carissa says, if Okabe and Hashida-san volunteer as test subjects, I'll happily experiment on you. Oh, I bet she would. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Dara says, human experimentation sounds kind of dirty, if you know what I mean. Oh, Daru, his mind went where my mind went, but his went worse because I was meaning in a lighthearted way. Now, see, I know I read that off. Come on. So I did missave. Dang it. Alright, we'll just do it all over. Dara says, but I refuse. I'd rather play the doctor than the subject. Oh, jeez. Okabe says, same here. No, not in the same way he's implying. Baka. Carissa says, idiots. Karisu gives us a cold stare and shrugs her shoulders in exasperation.
何度も言うけど、問題はあの電話レンジのどこにリフターに代替する機能があるのかっていうこと。
Carissa says, as I keep saying, the real problem is what the phone wave uses as a lifter.
それともう一つ、なぜ時間帯によって放電現象やゼリーマン化が起きたり起きなかったりするのかだ。
Okabe says, that and one other thing. How come the discharge phenomenon and jellification only happen during a certain time frame?
わからないことはあるけど、D メールのやり方についてはもう完璧ってことで、ファイナルアンサー?
Daru says, we may not understand everything, but we've perfected the art of D-mailing. Isn't that our final answer? I did this too, I remember it. Abbreviated as FA in Japanese, used in the question, is that your final answer? Internet slang. Originates from a popular quiz show with contestants who want to be millionaires. Yep. Who wants to be a millionaire?
過去にメールを送れるってすごいことだよね。
Mayuri says, sending mail to the past is amazing, isn't it?
人が直接過去へ飛べるわけじゃないから、タイムマシンって感じはしないけどな。
Daru says, though I guess it's not a real time machine unless we can send people to the past.
それをやろうとしてセルンほどの研究機関が失敗し続けている。タイターの予言によると、完成まであと24年かかるんだっけ？
I was just thinking of something funny, sorry. Random. Carissa says, even CERN has failed to send humans through. If you believe what Titer says, it won't be another, what, 24 years before there's a true time machine? I answer Carissa's sarcastic question with a nod.
確かに今の俺たちでは物理的なタイムマシンは無理かもしれんな。セルンに比べて金も施設も足りない。
Okabe says, physical time travel is impossible for us at the moment. We lack the funds and facilities available to CERN.
しかし俺たちはそれでもタイムトラベルを実現させた。データを過去へと送ったのだ。
He continues, and yet we have realized a form of time travel. We've sent data to the past.
この電話レンジはもっとちゃんと検証するべきね。何が起きてるのか把握しないと。
Carissa says, we should investigate the phone wave further. We need to understand what's going on.
D メールをもっといろいろ面白いことに使いたいよな。
Daru says, I have some fun ideas for how to use D-mail.
気持ちはわかるが今日は無理だ。もしまたビルを揺らしたらミスター・ブラウンから最後通告を出されるだろう。
Okabe says, I know how you feel, but we can't today. If we shake the building again, Mr. Braun is sure to blow a gasket. He'll raise the rent or kick us out of the lab.
詳細な検証は明日以降に行う。だが、これだけは宣言させてくれ。
He continues, we can start experimenting again tomorrow, but this I will declare now. I step onto the couch and look at each lab mem in turn.
靴脱がなきゃ汚れちゃうよ。
Mayuri says, you have to take off your shoes, it's dirty.
本日、今日って何日？
Today, Okabe says, what day is it?
8月2日。
Daru says August 2nd.
2010年8月2日は人類史にとって永遠に記憶に残る日となるであろう。
Okabe says August 2nd, 2010 is a date which will live in infamy.
なぜなら今日この日、我ら未来ガジェット研究所は人類史上初の
He continues, for on this day, we, the Future Gadget Laboratory, have developed...
タイムマシン開発に成功したからである。
He continues, the first successful time machine in the history of mankind. Dynamite.
人類史上初じゃなくね？セルに先越されてたし。
Dairo says it's not the first. CERN beat us.
そもそも開発したとは言えない。偶然使えるようになっただけ。
Creaser says, and you can't even say we developed it. It happened by accident.
助手はセレンディピティという言葉を知らないらしいな。ペニシリンに X 線にダイナマイト。その他多くの偉大な発明は偶然から生まれたのだぞ。
Okabe says, it seems that my assistant doesn't know the meaning of the word serendipity. Penicillin, X-ray, machines, dynamite. These inventions and more were born from coincidence. Well, let's go into them. Now these are new. These are new. What the heck? Here we go. Dynamite. Dynamite. A nitroglycerin-based explosive invented by Alfred Nobel in 1866. Probably at the Wild West. It's probably the Wild West time period. Penicillin, the world's first antibiotic, discovered in 1929. Interesting. X-ray, a type of electromagnetic wave discovered by Wilhelm Röntgen in 1895, famous for its applications in medicine. Yeah, X-rays are helpful in finding trash, but X-rays also wear down the body. So it's best to get the least amount of X-rays possible. All sorts of different rays and trash breaking down your body. So, sends a bunch of little beams and shoot through you, holes through you. Crazy. Alright, we're continuing on.
それはそうだけど。
Carissa says, I guess.
でもクリスチャンってタイムマシンなんてないやーいってこの前は言ってたよ。今はあるって認めてるんだね。
Mary says, but Christian, you said before that time machines don't exist, right? But now you admit they do.
今のところは認めざるを得ないってだけ。原理を究明していけば、もしかしたらタイムマシンとは似ても似つかないまがいものかもしれない。
Creaser says, it's just that I have to admit it for now. If we investigate how the phone wave works, it might turn out to be something that only seems like time travel.
どいつもこいつも俺の堂々たる宣言に敬意すら払わんとは。
Just had to leave temporarily. Turn on my phone. Okabe says, does nobody have any respect for my grand declaration?
人類史上初の、いや、史上2番目かもしれないが、タイムマシン開発の栄誉。この俺が独り占めしても、後で文句を言わないことだな。
He continues, don't complain if I take all the credit for inventing the first, second, whatever, time machine in human history.
今日の第66回円卓会議は以上だ。解散!
Okabe says, he continues, the 66th Roundtable Conference ends here. Dismissed.
今のって円卓会議だったん？知らんかった。しかも66回って。
Dairo says, wait, that was a roundtable conference? I didn't know that. And it's even the 66th? 66th is hard to say with a modified sounding voice.
円卓だろうがなんだろうがどうでもいいわ。
Carissa says, who cares what kind of table it is? Carissa gets up from her chair and stretches. That sounded weird.
帰ってシャワー浴びて寝る。
Carissa says, I'm gonna go back to my hotel, take a shower, and sleep.
マユシーはもうすぐバイトなのです。
Mayuri says, Mayushi has to go to work soon. And with that, we're out of time. I'm incredibly tired too. Let's just sleep today. So, we're out of time. So when we get back, we are going to deal with Okabe pondering after all that. So, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more of the Steins Gate visual novel, and I will see you up ahead. Take her cool.